the campaign by the Ministry of Tourism, which is Your Expectations Are History. Well, to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have this phono with Dr. Yehya Abdul, Qader Tourism Counselor. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Moon.
Well, Doctor, the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities have launched several initiatives and campaigns in order to boost tourism in Egypt. But we would like to know more, or to explain to us what is the campaign that is titled Your Expectations Are History.
Well, really, the solid strategy of the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities is launching, like that most recent campaign during, like the ITB International Travel Show that was held between 7 to 9 March of last month. That was held in Berlin, and this is one of the top travel shows worldwide. There were 150 countries represented by 3,000 exhibitors, tour operators, airlines, and tour corporations. So that was, like the logo for the campaign, and it covers, like most of the diverse attractions of Egyptian destinations that we know, like historically that we attract, like over 10 million visitors per year.
Yes, so Doctor, also could you give us an idea about the logo of the campaign?
Well, the logo, like is represented by, ancient Egyptian and Pharaonic, culture, civilization, and manifestation of the Ankh, which is the life, the key to life, and the colors with typical Egyptian, which is like the Pharaonic blue, and azure and other colors, and because this is recognized internationally, in any visitors who like to go to the Egyptian logo for the Ministry of Tourism, will recognize that this anticipates, telling about the attractions and destinations of Egypt, and the promotion of the country for visitors to come and spend their vacation year-round.
Yes, Doctor, how do you see the importance also of the campaign in highlighting the tourism diversity here in Egypt and the various places that tourists can visit here in Egypt? And also the several kinds of tourism here in Egypt.
Well, the campaign really targets major travel markets worldwide. The classic one, that was based in Europe, USA, the Arab Gulf, but it's targeting as well new markets like Latin America, Argentina, Brazil, and India, for example. So it has, multi, targets and objectives, and that's why it reflects the diversity of Egyptian tourism, from culture to events to resorts. For example, we've been having, receiving delegations of Chinese tour operators to do planned trips in Egypt, and prior to that, we've been receiving over 70 of German tour operators as well to come, and check on the new developments, the museums, the airport, the hotels, and the facilities that Egypt has, so they can plan their itineraries and invite their clientele to come and visit.
Yes, so Doctor, what are the kinds of tourism in Egypt, and especially with the, we are about to now to start the spring season here in Egypt. So tell us about the various and the types of tourism here in Egypt, whether medical tourism, beach tourism, safari, visiting monuments. Tell us about the several tourism in Egypt.
You really listed most, of the specific types that Egypt, offers, from culture to corporate, to education, to medical, to business, and adventure tourism as well. Plus, the aquatics and the marine activities we have on the Red Sea, Marsa Alam and Alamein as well. So really, seasonality, is a major factor in attracting tour groups on a year-round basis, as well as the ministry has been introducing a new visa for visitors.
Yes. So
where they can, like visit for 5 years with one single visa multiple times, so this is, again, is like another type of attractions as well.
yes, Doctor, also the Ministry of Tourism is exerting all efforts by launching several campaigns and initiatives to boost tourism in Egypt. There are also one of the important things that the state also and in cooperation with the Ministry of Tourism is developing the airports here in Egypt. There are several development work that took place in the airports here, not only in Cairo, but in several airports in several governorates in order to boost tourism in Egypt.
Well, that's quite true because, like over 95% of, like the millions of visitors to Egypt, they come via air to the network of airports. We have 37 international airports in Egypt, and the most recent is the Shanks that has been receiving, scheduled flights from Frankfurt, from Spain. So this is excellent because it's in the vicinity of the Giza Plateau and the Grand Egyptian Museum, where visitors, like in 3 hours, they land in Egypt, they visit the Saqqara Necropolis, like the whole antiquities, and then they spend two or 3 days, like visiting the Grand Egyptian Museum, and then they can move to Luxor, Aswan, or go to southern Sinai, to the Red Sea region, and spend between 10 and 15 days in it.
Yes, also there are several developmental work and renovation work that took place, for example, in the Old Cairo, and the several streets and mosques. For example, the Mosque of Amr ibn al-As, it has been renovated and there was developmental work that took place there. So tell us about this, please.
Really, this is, like to show the diversity of Egyptian, attractions that we offer to the world, not only Egypt working to upgrade its culture assets, but, like the UNESCO organization is helping Egypt, the Aga Khan Foundation. There is another group, like from Asia, the Bohara, that recently, a month ago, they helped in restoring and conserving Al-Hakim Ba'amrullah Mosque, like in Fatimiyat, Cairo. And prior to that, we developed as well as Hussein. So all these attractions, is very vital because throughout Ramadan, these mosques were open to the public where they can hold their Tarawih prayers. And this is to preserve, and conserve our identity and, our historical attractions that dates back like over 1,000 years ago.
Yes, there is a very the state is very keen on developing and restoring this part in Cairo, especially the part in you've just mentioned the Mosque of Al-Hakim Ba'amrullah, which is located in Mu'izz Street, of course, here in Old Cairo. I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information, Dr. Yehya Abdul Qader, Tourism Counselor. Thank you very much for joining us over the phone. Thank you. Well, with this, my dear viewers, we come to the end of this episode of our program, The Breakfast Show. I was in the company of my colleague Nermeen Abdurrahman. My name is Amal Mukhtar. Thank you for watching.